Hingham-based Team Lotus fired up their 2011 Formula One car for the first time this week at the Norfolk factory. The team is launching its new car to its fans online on Monday before heading to the tests in Spain. Meanwhile, in the Support Grand Prix series, GP2, 3 of the teams are now based in Norfolk. Supernova is at Griston and has signed former Lotus Racing driver Faraz Fawzi. There's a new team, Team Air Asia, sister to Team Lotus in Hingham, and at Carlton Road near Wyndham there's iSport. And our sports editor Nikki Price went to see the team principal of iSport, Paul Jackson.
I'm here at iSport International with Paul Jackson, the team principal of iSport. What's going on here at the moment?
Well, we've just received our cars back from Asia from the end of last year. So the guys are now stripping those down, and they'll do some preparation work on them, ready for hopefully one of them to be sold, and another one will become a show car for us.
And the cars for this season, the Asia season, which is just about to start, they're there already?
Yes, they left December the 16th, so they were on a slow boat over the Christmas period, and they're arrived there now, so we'll be going out over the weekend and starting work with those.
How many people have you got here at the factory working on the cars?
There's only 3 or 4 working on the cars at the moment, but we'll have a complement of 12 people that travel out to Asia.
Well, let's go and have a chat about the upcoming season. We'll move into the quiet, into the office, and things have changed, haven't they, for this season, notably the drivers?
Yes, unfortunately, Oliver Turvey, who was with us last year, hasn't been able to come up with the backing to carry on this year at the moment. So we've had no choice really but to change our driver lineup. Having said that, we're pretty happy with what we've got. We've got Sam Bird and Marcus Ericsson, who both had a rookie season last year and learned all the nasties about GP2. So hopefully, I think we're going to be looking in fairly good shape.
Are you keen to have a British driver in your team at all times if you possibly can?
Personally, it doesn't bother me too much. I'm much more focused on trying to get the best we can, regardless of their nationality. However, it is nice to have a British driver, and there are some advantages to that in that it creates a little bit more interest, and hopefully we can find some more backing for a British driver.
And the big difference between Formula One and GP2, one of the big differences is in Formula One they're constantly updating their car, new rear wings, new front wings throughout the season, but there's a very limited amount that you can do to a GP2 car during the season.
That's right. Everybody essentially has the same equipment, the same raw materials, and the reason for that is to keep the costs under control. Otherwise, we'd all be spending the same millions that Formula One do. So it's a balancing act of trying to keep the right performance level to prepare the drivers for F1, and yet keep the costs under control.
They send so much freight, don't they, around the world, the Formula One teams from continent to continent. Can you give us an idea of the difference in the amount that you have to ship around the world?
Yes, well, the Formula One teams generally are sending about 40-45 tonnes of freight per team to these overseas races. And our limit is 4.5 tonnes, including the cars. So we're very much travelling light when we do these flyaways. When we're back in Europe, then we have our truck and we're travelling by road, so we're not so limited. And we probably carry around 10 or 12 tonnes in total with cars.
And certainly in Norfolk, it's a hotbed of GP2 action, isn't it? Because there are 3 teams now. There's yourselves, iSport, Supernova and Team Air Asia, the new team in Hingham, and all within, 10 miles?
Yes, amazing how there's such a cluster in a small area. I can't really explain why that's happened. I suppose it's one of those evolution things. So it's quite nice to see. I think it's good for the area. It brings jobs to the area, and hopefully that means that there's some of the people working for those 3 teams, drivers or mechanics or engineers, will have somewhere to move on to in Lotus, as they progress through their careers.
And is there a strong link between the 3 teams, or many links? Do you work together at all?
We tend to have cordial relationships, and we work together away from the track on logistical things and helping each other out. But obviously when we're at the track, we're competing and we're at war with each other.
Looking ahead to the 2011 season, it's the Asian part of the season first, Abu Dhabi and Bahrain. What are you expecting from this part of the season?
Well, traditionally we've been pretty good. It's been a good hunting ground for us in Asia. We won the Asia Championship in 2010. We won the last race in Abu Dhabi at the end of the year in November, so we're keeping our fingers crossed we've got that same kind of level.
Paul Jackson, who's team principal at iSport, based near Wyndham, speaking to Nicky Price ahead of the new season. Norfolk a hotbed for the support series in Formula 1 GP2, and over the coming weeks we'll be hearing from the other Norfolk teams.